Hey guys, it's Ken from Homekey Portugal, and I'm joined today by Melanie from Homekey.
Hello everyone.
And she's commissioned me to film this awesome house in the background. It's actually the first time that I've seen it today. I've been walking around now for the last couple of hours because it's a big place. It's a beautiful place. We're in Penamacor. Like, how far are we from the city?
We're 10 minutes from Penamacor,
Okay.
and very close, a few hundred meters from the village Aldeia de Bispo.
And you can actually see that right from this point here. So this house, or sorry, this little olive farm that we're standing on, what is it, 1.4 hectares?
1.4 hectares, correct.
It's surrounded by 149 olive trees, beautiful views, and you can actually see all the way down to the little town down there.
Yes.
It's got a beautiful house in the background, granite stones. It's been newly renovated in the last 4 years.
2 bedrooms, yeah, we have 1 ensuite.
So 1 ensuite, but there's 2 bathrooms.
Yes.
There's a little cabin down there. I mean, I know what, I'm going to keep quiet now. I'm going to take you guys on this tour because I can't wait to show you. And yeah, come along with me.
All right, Ken, have fun.
Cool. This is the back of the building and it points south. And to the left here we have the old stone building. This was actually a house for 7 people. Now, when they've restored this, they've actually raised it up a little bit, so this part of the building is new. But you can see the way that they've done it with the stones is very sympathetic to the old stones, and it blends in beautifully. There's actually really nice stonework on these buildings, especially the ones in Penamacor. All tend to have these really large corner bricks, and they look beautiful. Obviously this was done within the last 4 years. The roof is practically brand new, and from the outside here we can see we've got a nice little porch. And this building on the left here, I was actually told, this used to be the old pigsty, but we'll have a look in a moment. That's actually sort of like a pantry area now. And the rest of this over here isn't actually done in wood, it's just been faced in wood, but there is actually brick behind here. So we've got a little bit of the stone at the bottom. We've got these beautiful aluminium doors. Look at these, absolutely stunning. Double glazing, really big, and they're going to let in a nice amount of light to the building over here. Now, this isn't the front door, this is actually the back door, but I wanted to start the tour on this side so we can start on the one end and work our way through. But this room over here, this is like a sort of hallway. We have a bathroom over here, the rest of the house. But let's start with this bedroom. Now, I know it's quite dark in this room. They actually told me that they purposely wanted this room to be dark, because bear in mind that we are in central Portugal. In summer it can get very hot, but this is a very cool part of the building for, you know, for the summertime. And in winter it's obviously very well insulated and it's going to keep it nice and warm. We've got this beautiful roof. All of the woodwork is chestnut, apart from the decorative pieces here, which is all in pine. So there's all chestnut all the way through this building. Really, really stunning roof. And if you look at this room, a really nice sized room, huge wardrobe, big dresser, 2 bedside tables and a nice king size bed all fitting in here. And then this is the window that looks out to the gardens from which we just came. And so this is just the beginning. We have actually started at the back of the building, but I think as we walk through, you're going to see why I've done it. Now we can see the old stonework. This is from what used to be the pigsty. And we'll go there in a moment. But have a look here. We've got the bathroom. We've got all these beautiful doors. Look at this. This door is really nice, big, thick pine. It's all been made by a carpenter with lovely latches and handles and everything. And this goes into an absolutely stunning bathroom. Look up here, we've got the Velux lights. And down here we have a nice walk-in shower. Lots of space. Look, we have the bidet in the corner. The bathroom on this side, sorry, the toilet on this side. And this is one of my favorite features. Have a look at that. It's a beautiful dresser that they've sunken a sink into, and then you've got the mirror, and it's still operational. Absolutely beautiful, really like that. We've also got some plug sockets down there, which is quite nice. Now, one of the things they were telling me is that all of the stonework and all of the roof work and everything, it all hides all the wires and all the pipes, so you won't actually see any plumbing pipes or anything like that, or any electrical cables. And a lot of the times when they're renovating these old buildings, you have these exposed wires coming down with conduit and stuff like that. And they've really thought about that, and they haven't done that in this building. Anyway, look at this beautiful arch. And this is the old hinges from the pigsty doors by the looks of it. And yeah, this area is the pantry. So again, we've got these nice high ceilings, and we've got lots and lots of storage space in here for all sorts of stuff. And this is actually one of the things I wanted to point out. This is an off-grid property. These guys have got a 4G internet router here that basically puts Wi-Fi around the building. It's currently getting 4G plus at speeds of 70 megabits per second. So really nice, fast, high-speed internet. Lots of storage around this room, and we have a little window on this side. And if we go through here, wow, look how high, look how tall. I'm stretching, I can just touch it with my arms outstretched. Really nice and grand. Now this takes us through to the kitchen diner and living room spaces. And look how magnificent that is. Really, really big. So let's start on this side over here. This I would say is actually the front door, either this one or this one, or there's another one here, and we'll take a look at those in a moment. But you basically walk through here into this giant space with this beautiful kitchen. Look, we've got a big double size or double door American style fridge, and these lovely cabinets in a sort of olive color, a nice olive wood color. And it's offset beautifully by these tops, nice thick wooden tops with that sort of yellowy varnish. Double sinks. This is like a beautiful ceramic double sink. Absolutely stunning, and very high quality finishes also on the taps and fittings and things. And then, of course, we've got in front of the kitchen sink a beautiful huge window. Look at that. Now these are really nice double glazed units that either open up this way or they open up like a traditional way, and they give you some nice views out over the garden. And let's see, if we go across this side, we've got storage over here for plates and crockery. We've got some places for some really nice Portuguese wine. And now I was saying earlier that this is an off-grid property. The heating is done by two of these Jotel Norwegian stoves. So these are really, really nice, beautiful stoves that heat the whole property. Got the cast iron pipe going all the way up to the top, and that just puts maximum heat in here. And also I see they've got a ceiling fan here that'll actually help push some of that hot air downwards in winter to actually help with keeping it warm down below. Now if I stand in this corner, you can see the rest of it. You've got a big table over here. I reckon you could fit at least 8 people around this table. And you can see, look, it's absolutely dwarfed in this space. And the rest of the kitchen is over here. We've got the same units again. I really love this color. It's like an olive color. And everything's electric. So they've got a really big solar system, and that runs everything. So this is an induction hob. Induction hobs use a lot of electricity, so you have to have a really good solar system to run one of these, which they do, fortunately. And then we've got AEG cooker as well, oven, sorry. So yeah, all AEG appliances, really nice. Now this takes us through to the sort of edge of the building. So this, well, up to this point, this is the old building. So this would be the old house that 7 people lived inside back in the days, and then the pigsty just over there. It's quite amazing. And this now is going into what was the barn. So we look through this space. We've got some beautiful granite rocks in here, and they've kind of incorporated into that. They've incorporated the stairs. The owner was also telling me that this wall over here is actually made out of stones, but it actually has all of the pipes and all of the electrics from the ensuite bathroom upstairs and all of the upstairs sort of light fixtures and things like that. But we'll go up there in a moment. So as we walk down, look at this living room. Really nice big space. Again, we have another one of these big doors. The actual doors themselves, let's see if this is open. The doors themselves, if you look, they're also in that beautiful sort of olive color. And it's quite unusual. I haven't seen that before. And it really works beautifully with the kitchen and with the rest of the property, and also with the granite and the sort of terracotta colors. Really, really nice. So yeah, this is the living room. And as you can see, there's tons of space in here for sofas and things. I mean, they've got a big 3-seater over here, 2 big armchairs, and there's still plenty of space around it. This is another one of these Jotel Norwegian stoves, a much bigger one, and they say that this is the only one that they actually end up lighting because this heats up the whole place, heats up the upstairs bedrooms, heats up the whole downstairs. It's a very high quality stove, that. And we've got a TV, that TV, look, it's all hidden so you don't see any of the wires or anything like that. Really nice. Yeah, and let me just stand in this corner here and give you guys a look back through into the kitchen area. Now these are very, very thick walls. I mean, look how thick they are. So there's lots and lots of insulation, as in when you're in here, it's very quiet and it's quite insulated, against the temperature. So against heat extremes or cold extremes, once you're in here, it's nice and insulated. All right, so before we go upstairs, let me show you this space. So this is, I'm not sure if this would be the front door. I think if we look outside here, we'll be going out there in a bit. This is kind of where the garage is. So I guess you could come through here and this could be your front door. And you can see there's some beautiful stonework going around it. Some stonework with the original features. And then we've got these stairs. Look at these. And again, this is all chestnut. I believe the actual stairs themselves are pine, but like everything else, all of the big pieces are all chestnut. And it looks beautiful. As we walk up the stairs, it's a very well built staircase. It's not creaky or anything like that. We get to this big landing area. Now at the moment it's not really set up for anything. The owner was saying that this would make a really lovely snug or sort of chill out area. I think the first place we're going to go is to the edge here and have a look. So you can see down onto the space below. Really high up here. Really, really nice. And if we look back, we can see the stairs on this side, and this goes through to the bedroom and the ensuite. This looks like a pull-out sofa, so perhaps you could have this as an area for extra guests if they're not using that downstairs room over there. And look at this. I love this building. Okay, so we're going to walk through. This is the bedroom. Again, we've got these beautiful sort of handmade doors, nice and big. And this is the bedroom. This is the one that the owners use. So above the bed, they've got this lovely Velux light. And I like the way that they've done the wall. So you can see some of the stones. And then we've got the bed. It looks like it's made in oak. And it just looks stunning. I really like all the colors that they've got going here with the olive and the grey. It all works really, really well. We're saying that the bedside lights are basically here, so you can switch the lights on and off. And it's really nice. Let me spin around and I'll show you what the other side of the room looks like. So we've got this is from the Jotel stove. So that's going to heat up the bedroom really nicely in the winter time. And obviously with all that insulation, you aren't going to, once it's hot, it's going to stay hot. And then we have all of the space here. So you could potentially put more sort of wardrobe space over here, or you could have it just as it is. And yeah, really nice. Oh look, and there's another fan up there as well for moving the air around, hot or cold. And then look at this bathroom. Again, beautiful door, a nice little step up, and you go into this granite walled bathroom. Let's start on this side first. So as we look around and follow the apex of the roof onto the bathtub, really nice quality fittings as well. One of these grower fittings, nice. And then looking onto this side where we have the walk-in or step-in shower. I really like these. This is exactly what I want to do on our farm for our bathroom. One of these. And then they've got a regular shower and one of these rainfall shower heads. Beautifully done. And then if we look back in this direction, we have the vanity cabinet. I mean, it's everything that you need in a full-size bathroom. Absolutely stunning. All right, so that is the main sort of interior of this part of the house. Now there are actually other buildings and we're going to go there now, so don't switch off the tour just yet because there's a hell of a lot more to show you. And while I'm filming in here, Melanie's outside. I think she's just getting some drone shots and stuff for her website. I'll put a link up on the screen for her website, but I'm also going to put it in the description just below. And so if you are interested in buying this property, or if you want to find out any more information, then have a look at Melanie's website. It's got all of the details, and it's going to have everything that you need to know, and more importantly, it's going to have her contact details so that you can give her a shout. I'm going to start the outside tour from the very front gates. This is the rear aspect of the house. These are the front gates. Now we do have a dirt track that runs to the property. It's a couple of minutes drive along this dirt track, but as you can see, it's actually in very good condition. We are in winter now, believe it or not, so even though it's 22 degrees Celsius today, we are in winter. This is about as bad as the track gets, you know, by the looks of it. In winter, that's where you see where these tracks fall apart. So it's actually a very decent track. You can drive a regular car up here, not a problem. If you carry on down straight in this direction, you can walk down this track and you get to the village of Aldeia de Bispo, which is just over there. And I mean, when you look around here, you can just see that you're just surrounded by nature and birds, and you're not really hearing any noise or anything like that. But you are still quite close to the local village. So anyway, let's have a walk through the gardens. There is a lot to show you guys. The owner of the property is very interested in permaculture. For the last 4 years, he's been experimenting with different permaculture techniques to try and put as much water onto the land as possible. And you're going to see that throughout. He's been digging little swales, and he's been digging berms, and he's been doing all sorts of things. One of the little projects that he did is actually just on this corner over here. Central Portugal can get very hot and dry in the summer, and so preserving water, especially in an area like this, is essential for a nice healthy property. And as you can see, the grasses here are very healthy. He uses no dig, so there's no ploughing or anything like that. Everything just grows here. And this is a big natural pond that they've dug. I don't know if you see all the frogs that are jumping in. So there's lots and lots of wildlife. Now this is actually to collect water in the wintertime, and then basically he says it does dry up in the summer, but the important part is that it actually stores a lot of the rainwater and actually puts that back into the ground here. So it's really nice. I mean, he's got a lot more things going on down there that I'm going to show you. I think anyone who's interested in permaculture is going to be very interested to see what he's done down there. Now, oh, listen to that. I'm not sure if it's picking it up on the camera, but we can hear the church bells from Aldeia de Bispo. And you can get a little peek of the village just in the distance. I'm going to walk around the house here so I can give you some different views of what it looks like. It's a really nice structure, this big stone building. As you can see, actually on this side of the building, on the north face, which is this side, you can see there's minimal windows. This is the west side, so the sun goes down on this side. And you can see there are some of the windows there, but from the inside of the building, they've been nice. They've got nice curtains and things like that, and obviously double glazing. Beautiful. Now, they have prickly pears. These are different pears, there are apples, there are plums, there are all sorts of different fruit trees dotted all over the place. And 149 olive trees. And we're going to start to see that some of these olive trees are absolutely huge. If I show you this one, for instance, this has got to be about 6 meters tall. And we have another one over here, which is just magnificent. Absolutely beautiful. So this gives you a nice view of the house from this side. This is a west-facing patio, lovely area to put chairs and tables, and a nice little sort of gazebo space. And we've got the sort of main porch balcony area of the property. Also, I see they've got a little fan up there as well, which will be quite useful for the heat and also to keep mosquitoes and things at bay. And this looks out over the gardens here in the background, and this absolutely stunning big olive tree. Right, I feel like I'm waffling on a little bit here. There's so much to show you, and I wanted to get to one of the most important parts next, but we're going to have to walk down here, and it's so beautiful. We've got lovely orange trees. Look how healthy and happy these oranges look. Beautiful. And all out through the property we've got little taps and things. That's even a plug socket outside. And so you've got water points all over the place. We've got plugs. It looks like we've got irrigation going to all of these different plants. So we've got some jasmine that's just starting to grow up the walls here. Really, really nice. Another orange tree over here. And this is the area of the house that we came in. And again, this is the south-facing part of the house. Now, what I want to show you is this. This is basically a very important part of the house. This is the power station. They have a fully off-grid Victron solar system, and it's very impressive. Now, this is kind of a garage carport, and we've got this sort of southwest facing slope here with 7,000 watts of monocrystalline panels. And have a look at this. This is a serious Victron system. So we have your MPPT controllers that basically control the solar panels and get electricity from those panels. It sends it, well, this over here, this is actually like a Wi-Fi box, so that you can use an app on your phone or on your computer, and you can basically see all of your consumption and what's happening. And over here we've got two huge inverters. So these are two 5,000 watt inverters with a surge power of 18,000 watts. So you can run absolutely anything off there. Over here we have 5 3,500 kilowatt hour batteries. So this is going to run pretty much everything that you need. There's actually space in this cabinet to put another one, a 6th one. So it is expandable. And then of course we do have a backup system here, which is a 6,500 watt or 6,000 watt generator. Let's have a look. 6,500 watt max. It's already all plugged in. So if there are any issues, if you're in the middle of winter and it's been raining for a week, which hardly ever happens here, you can basically switch this on and it's going to power up everything. It's going to put juice back in your batteries. He said it only takes about an hour or so, and also there's a remote switch, so you don't even have to come down here into this building to do it. So that is pretty awesome. On this side over here, he's got a little workshop, and I say a little workshop, but actually once you're in here, it's a big space, and it's got a tall enough roof that you could put a little mezzanine area in here. It's got some nice lighting, and yeah, it's a little shop. Do some woodwork, fix some things. Pretty amazing. On this side over here is the lean-to. Let me just climb up this swale area. So this is kind of like the lean-to, the apex of the roof. They've got their camper van in here, and you can see also nice new roof. Like everything's been built within the last 4 years. Probably only completed in the last sort of year or two actually. So nice space to put your car. And obviously there's space where you can park numerous vehicles in here. The front gate's just down there. And let me see. Did I go in this side of the building earlier? I'm not sure if I did. There's another room here. Oh yes, I did. Okay. So this again is part of the off-grid system. So this property has a borehole. It also has a well. Now this water is coming from the borehole. It basically gets pumped into this tank, and when you use water in the house, when the water level drops below a certain point, there's a pressure switch that then switches on the borehole and tells it to top it back up again. Now the borehole's been tested and it's clean and it's drinkable, but just to be on the safe side, they've got this all piped through one of these 3-stage filters. So we got like different, we got nylon and we got glass and we've got something else in here, and it basically polishes the water. And then this is a UV system, a UV lamp system. Passes ultraviolet light through the water, kills all bacteria and pathogens and stuff like that. So yeah, nice safe water supply. Very nicely done, professionally built. Little pressure tank on there, and this then sends it to the house and also to the other building. There's another building. So yeah, there's not just the one house, there's actually the house or the little cabin that they stayed in when they were building this main house. So I'm going to take you down there now, and this kind of gives us a look at the house from this side, so we can see all the stonework. We can see that section over there, the one where we started, and the door going into the living room. Before we go down there, I just want to point out that on this side of the property we've got a whole bunch of vineyards, and these vineyards basically stretch to the front road. So we've got the gate over there, we've got the front road over there, and we've basically got the perimeter. So this is kind of all the vineyards and stuff. We've got a bunch of almond trees, these ones here. I think this is a pear or an apple. And this is actually another entrance to the property. So there's 2 entrances that you can use. And they haven't actually used this much, as you can see. But yeah, Two ways of getting cars in and out. We got a log store over here, but before we get there, I'll just say this is the limit. This is the boundary. Goes down in this direction. I'm going to overlay a map on the screen so you can see where we are and also what the property looks like. Yeah, let's walk our way down. So these are some of the old chestnut beams from the old original building. The owner was saying he has no idea what to do with them. He doesn't want to burn them or get rid of them because it's beautiful old bits of wood. Got some nice stuff for the wood burner over there. Now they installed so much infrastructure on this farm. You know, I mean, look at this. This is a 5,000 litre tank. It's all plumbed in to the borehole, which is at the very bottom of the property. This is the highest point of the land. So they've put a big water tank up here for irrigation. And the way that it works is you can either open up a valve and you can fill up this tank from the borehole, or it can fill up from rainwater, I believe. You can basically send water from the borehole to here to the top of the land and use it for irrigation, or you can use the water that's in the tank and you open up the valves in some way, and then that basically just gravity feeds all of the taps around the building. So he's got a really nice water system going, and again he's got lots of little experiments with these little mounds and swales and things which are designed to attract water when it rains and to keep water at various points in the land. So yeah, this top piece here basically has vineyards and some of the almond trees and stuff and some of the olive trees. It's got a lot of the, you know, the infrastructure. It is the highest point of the land, and we're going to walk down to the lowest point of the land now. And as we go down here, we can see these are the gardens from the front of the house. This is basically your main view. This is where you sit out here and you look out at this, and it's very nice and private. And although today isn't, you know, it's winter, so we don't unfortunately have blue skies and lots of sun, it is still lovely. It's 22 degrees Celsius. I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm not cold, not too hot. Absolutely perfect. Now, again, this is another one of these swale systems. So he was telling me that he's been digging these to basically trap water, and he says it's been making a huge difference. He's also got a septic tank over here. It's a fully, it's a full soak away system. So basically it comes from the house, goes into there and soaks into the ground. Also helps to put nutrients in the soil. And let me go through the swale. I think we're going to start on this side. Let's start on this side. This is a 20,000 litre tank made out of concrete. It goes down 2.5 meters, so absolutely huge. Now this is also used for irrigation. So obviously rainwater is going to fill this up. We've got all of the irrigation pipes over here, and you can send water to various points all around the farm. They've got various irrigation points, and it's just an enormous 20,000 litre storage tank. So that is pretty awesome. And let me just spin you around so you can see the house just up there. And I'm not sure what this is. This looks like some kind of drain work, maybe as part of where the water gets sent. All right, so this little building is something where they're storing tools and things like that. It was actually used as a stable, I believe. Now he does have this tractor over here. It's not part of the sale, but he's happy to sell it separately or come up with some kind of negotiation. It's a very nice little Iseki tractor. Looks like it's in great condition. Very, very cool. Perfect for cutting grass and stuff like that. These buildings over here are, as you can see, just for storage, nice and ventilated. The roof is in good condition. Basic block work. It does the job. You can store all of your tools here and it's not going to get moldy and damp and all of that. So it's perfect. This is a huge greenhouse. Now they do have the cover for it. They were saying that there's a couple of rips in it, but they do have a big cover for this. A lot of people just use this white sort of plastic, you know, that thick plastic. But it's actually an expandable system, so you can run another one off here. But it's very sturdy. Look at that. It's got poles going into the ground. Super sturdy. It's going to make some amazing shade in the height of the summer when it's going to get really hot. They've got an area here which they're using at the moment for veggies. It is winter again, so you know veggies aren't doing fantastically, but these look beautiful. I mean, look at these. We've got some peas, and we've got some leeks. We've got some cabbages. So all very pretty. This little concrete thing over here, this is like for compost. So they're doing composting over there. And let me take you further on down Yeah, so as we walk down here, we can start to see a lot more of the permaculture principles that he's been using. These little grassy bits over here are swales that he's cut in. And so what happens is when it's raining and stuff in the winter, as you get the rain going down the hill, it basically traps it into the soil, and it helps to keep this a lot more moist, especially in the dry, hot summers. So he's got a bunch of them going all the way down the land. He's trying to trap as much water on the land as possible. And yeah, when I came down here earlier, look at the size of this vine. It's almost like a tree. It's magnificent. This is another one of these irrigation points that I was talking about, that you can attach hoses to, and these are fed all the way from all these tanks up at the top and the big tanks. And obviously if those tanks run dry, you can then pump water from the well or from the borehole. So you've got so many ways of shifting water around, and it's all free basically, because the electrical systems are all bought and paid for. So when you're switching on those pumps, instead of paying for an electricity bill, you're just using solar. Brilliant. And someone else has gone to all of the expenditure of setting it all up for you. You don't have to lift a finger. It's all there and it works. All right, so let's work our way around here. You can see this is another one of these berms and swales. And I believe over here they have another pond. So this is another one that was dug in. It's basically like what's called a charker. This is what they call a charker. It's kind of like a well. So you just dig a hole into the ground. This is actually the groundwater source, and you can see how close the groundwater is to the surface in comparison to the rest of the land. And he was saying that since he's dug these, he's actually introduced so much more water that this is starting to come up really, really nicely. Being off-grid, being self-sufficient, and practicing permaculture is really big for the owners, and so they haven't used any pesticides or toxins or anything like that on the land. They haven't even ploughed or dug into the ground. It's all been done very, very naturally, and I'm sure that's going to be very important for a lot of our viewers who are looking for a beautiful bit of land like this. And it is just a pity that at the moment we are in winter, so we don't have all of the leaves on the trees and everything like that. But it still does look exceptionally beautiful around here, regardless. Okay, so I'm going to take you to this building over here. It's like a storage room, very basic block build. The doors kind of open like this, so you've got ventilation inside. But I popped my head in here earlier, and it's nice and dry. Very basic, but nice and dry, perfect for storage. And we have been a wet winter at the moment, and it's not like damp and moldy and mushrooms and things. It actually works well. It's a nice little building. And this is something that I want to show you, this one in front. When the owners first arrived, and when they first started building on that barn, there was absolutely nothing there. So they needed somewhere to live, and they got this purpose-built so that they could live inside. It's basically a wooden cabin. It wasn't actually in this exact position. In the beginning, they had it all the way up at the top there, but since the house has been built, they moved it down here. So for the time being, they've got a very basic sort of step system to go up. And well, have a look at this. This is a really nice bonus. At the moment, it looks like they're using it as like a bit of a gym. Look at this space. I think we'll start on this side over here. You can see we've got sort of OSB on the walls. He was saying that there's that thick blue insulation in between the exterior and interior. The same in the roof as well. So it's a very well insulated building. And they were living in here for a couple of years while they were building like the main house. And you can see it's got a very nice, a decent kitchen and everything. Double glazing. It's a really, really cool cabin. It also has a bathroom. And let's see, there's even electricity in here. Look at the shower. I really like it. I love that corrugated iron. And there's the toilet over there. We've got a gas boiler over here to basically heat the water. And your vanity unit and your sink. I mean, what more do you need? It's absolutely perfect. A really, really cool log cabin that can be used as a studio, a gym, or space for someone else to live in. And it's nice and light in here and airy. And in its current position, it's got some beautiful views. So this place has a lot to offer. I mean, when I first arrived here, having not seen it before, didn't even know where I was going, we were walking around for like 2 hours. I was asking as many questions as I could to the owners and trying to figure out as much as I can, because obviously I want to tell the story of what this place is and show you where everything is and give you a tour so that you feel as if you've been walking around here with your own 2 feet. So I'm trying to not miss anything. This is another very important feature over here. This is the borehole. So this is actually one of 2 boreholes. There was one dug towards the top of the property where the front gate is, but the amount of water that came out of that borehole wasn't great, so they decided to dig a second one, and apparently this one is absolutely fantastic. So it's got plenty of water and never run out. We've got the pressure vessel over here, we've got the pipes, and we've got the electricity cable. He said there's an electricity cable that's running down here that basically goes all the way to the lowest point where this is. Then it goes to the cabin, and then it goes to the well and the cabin, sorry, and then it goes all the way up to the house, and then it goes to the solar building. So there's electricity all the way down here. There's also irrigation all the way down here, which is perfect. And then, yeah, that brings me on to the well. So when they arrived on the property, they had a very basic well. It was more like a hole in the ground. And so what they did was they got an excavator. They obviously didn't have these concrete rings. They just had like a hole in the ground. So they got an excavator. They dug it all out, okay? It's about 8 meters deep. They took all of the soil away. They put all of these rings, okay, and they backfilled everything. And what happens is the water actually comes into this tank through the ground. It's the groundwater, and through the springs in the ground, basically fills up this tank. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see. I think I need 2 hands. Just give me a sec. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see, but it's absolutely full of water in there, and it's about 8 meters deep. So this has been quite a long video tour, but I think it's really necessary to kind of take you on this long tour and show you, because this place has got so much to offer. You know, these people have poured their heart and soul into building this and into landscaping this place and into you know, putting all this infrastructure down, and all of the stuff that they've used is top notch. You know, that solar system is top notch. You know, using chestnut and just using really high quality materials to build it. It's a really stunning place. I'm very, very, very impressed. I mean, I look at lots of houses, I film lots of different things, all the way from complete ruins, you know, something with like a little shed on, all the way up to multi-million euro properties. And it's been an absolute pleasure walking around this one. But hopefully I've covered most of the things in this video. If I haven't, you know, if there's something missing, or if you want to know any more information, then I really strongly suggest that you have a look at Melanie's, you know, website link. It's going to have all of the data on her website page, the price, you know, the current asking price, and also contact details. And I'm sure she can answer any questions that you have. So yeah, thank you for watching, and it's been a good one, and we'll see you for the next one. All the best. Ciao.